My friends, there is a lot of discussion in the public fora about the Election Commission of India, ECI, whether it is an autonomous body or a selection commission of India, and more particularly in the aftermath of Bihar results. I would like to share my views on this subject. ECI's Election Commission of India's crisis of credibility, Bihar results, institutional subversion, and the urgent necessity and call for electoral reforms. The recently concluded Bihar Assembly elections have once again reignited a troubling national debate, as the Election Commission of India, once venerated as an impartial guardian of democracy, transformed into a selected commission, beholden to the ruling dispensation. The patterns witnessed from the brazen use of state machinery to the controversial handling of electoral rolls to the open defiance of statutory norms paint a deeply disturbing picture. India's democracy rests on the fundamental principle that the elections must be free, fair, transparent, and credible. When this bedrock begins to crack, it is not merely a procedural lapse, it is a threat to the republic itself. Exclusion of Chief Justice of India, the first sign of ECI capture. When the government amended the selection procedure for the Chief Election Commissioner and election commissioners by removing the Chief Justice of India from the selection committee, it altered the balance that ensured independence from the executive. This exclusion, despite the Supreme Court's earlier direction recommending Chief Justice of India's presence, has produced a commission structurally tilted towards the ruling party. The present crisis is a predictable consequence of the unilateral shift. An election commission chosen by the government, answerable to the government, and now functioning for the government. The Bihar elections, a case study in ECI's erosion. Conduct of CEC, Gyanesh Kumar Gupta. My friends, this conduct of Gyanesh Kumar Gupta conduct in Bihar elections is being widely criticized as a partisan, selective, and openly accommodating to one political party. Among the concerns raised, ignoring model code of conduct, violations by BJP candidates and campaigners, overlooking the blatant misuse of the state machinery, allowing questionable schemes to continue despite their real clear electoral implications, bypassing statutory safeguards and procedural norms to benefit the ruling party. The perception is not of neutrality, it is of complicity. Allowing the distribution of 10,000 rupees to 75 lakh women, this decision alone raises foundational questions. How could the commission permit such direct cash benefit during an active election cycle? How could such enormous fiscal amount payout not to be seen as influencing electoral behavior? Why were objections from the other political parties dismissed as ignored? Then, by permitting a direct monetary transfer to 75 lakh women beneficiaries during the election period, the Commission effectively legitimized a state-sponsored inducement of voters, something no credible election body would allow. Manipulation of electoral rolls through SIR, Special Intensive Revision. The Special Intensive Revision process in Bihar has been condemned as an opaque and weaponized. Large-scale deletion of Dalit, Muslim, and other anti-BJP votes, unverified additions favorable to the ruling party, lack of transparency in booth-level procedures, ignoring objections and complaints from civil society groups and opposition parties. In any democracy, voter roll manipulation is the most dangerous assault on electoral fairness and democracy. When the Constitution itself enables such a distortion, Commission itself enables such distortions, the damage is immeasurable. Cash, freebies, targeted goodies to lakhs of voters. The reports of cash distribution, free ration packets, household items, targeted beneficiary outreach, linked to the political canvassing, all point to a systematic misuse of welfare systems for electoral gain. Instead of curbing these practices, the Commission appeared to justify them under the various administrative excuses. Misuse of and manipulation of EVMs, Concerns once again resurfaced about unauthorized movement of EVMs, lack of transparency in storage and sealing, patchy VVPAT verification, machines found in private vehicles or locations. The Commission's dismissive attitude only aggravated public suspicion. Technology cannot command trust unless the institution operating it seen as a trustworthy. Judiciary troubling silence. An equally worrying dimension is the judiciary's reluctance to step in despite multiple urgent petitions such as challenges to the exclusion of CJI from the selection committee, the special intensive revision cases, the Bihar SIR manipulation challenge, the demand for independent audit and scrutiny of EVMs functioning, complaints regarding MCC violations and misuse of state resources, the delayed or non-existent hearings of cases of constitutional importance, cases pertaining to social and civil rights activities, while ruling party leaders and supporters getting immediate relief, have created an impression that even the courts have adopted a posture of institutional deference, weakening democratic oversight at a critical time. The result, democratic process reduced to mockery. All these factors together point to one truth: the sanctity, transparency, and neutrality of the Indian election process has been severely compromised. When the Election Commission violates its own rules, discriminates in enforcement, allows inducements and freebies, remains silent on voter roll manipulations, and refuses transparency on EVM handling, it effectively converts the electoral arena into a pre-decided spectacle. A democracy cannot survive when elections become ritualistic rather than genuinely competitive. The path forward, what is the way out? Reforms that cannot wait. No more. Removal of the present CEC. When public trust collapses, there is only one remedy: leadership must be changed. A chief election commissioner who is perceived as a partisan cannot continue to preside over the nation's most crucial democratic processes. Abolition of EVMs and return to ballot papers. Many advanced democracies, even those who invented EVMs, reverted back to ballot system and rely on the ballot paper because the chain of custody is transparent, physical, verifiable, and resistant to digital manipulation. In India, where institutional checks have weakened, EVMs have become tools of suspicion rather than confidence. Restoring ballot paper is not a step backward. It is a return to reliability. Restoration of CJI in a selection committee. The election commission must be structurally independent. Reintroducing the CJI into the selection committee is critical to insulating the commission from political capture. Opposition should boycott elections until reforms are implemented. In extraordinary circumstances, extraordinary measures are justified. If the electoral playing field is hopelessly tilted and the referee itself is compromised, opposition participation only legitimizes a flawed process. A coordinated refusal to participate in the elections by the opposition parties paired with an united national movement may be the only way to force structural reforms in the election process and in the election commission. Then it is a warning for India's democratic future. Democracy does not die in one moment. It erodes through the institutions quietly surrendering their independence. The Bihar elections are not just a state level controversy. They are a national alarm. It is free. If free and fair elections cannot be guaranteed, the republic's constitutional foundation will crumble. The path to restoration demands courage. Reform the election commission, remove the compromised leadership, abolish EVMs, reinstate ballot papers, restore judicial oversight, and demand accountability from every branch of the state. If these steps are not taken, India risks entering a future where elections exist only in the name, while democracy in essence is lost. Thank you, my friends.